Tiffany here with the Peterborough Chamber of Commerce. And I'm here today with Adam Hirsick from Nexicom, sponsor of the 2021 Business Summit this year, presented by Peterborough and the Kawarthas Economic Development and the Peterborough Chamber of Commerce. Adam, thank you for joining me today.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
I wanted to sit down, have a little chat. I had a few questions about business and connecting in a community lockdown. And I thought Nexicom would be a great one to connect with to get some information, see what's going on in your world.
Sounds good. I'm ready.
So we've spent the last year in and out of lockdowns, of course, limiting our ability to physically connect with people. We're now relying on alternative forms of connection more than ever, of course. What does this mean as a telecommunications company as far as demand and expectations for your services?
For sure. So obviously over the last year, video calls has become a bit more of a normal thing. So the strain on networks has been a little bit more. So in a lot of cases, extra bandwidth becomes a priority for either business or even home use, and getting that in place, and as well as offices shifting to work from home. So everyone's in different places, and they all need to stay connected.
What do you see as the role of Nexicom in playing in all of that?
Yeah, for sure. So like as an internet service provider, that's obviously the internet's is a main focus point for that. So to be able to stay connected, it needs to have reliable, fast service, and networking pieces in place for that as well.
Absolutely. So I know you provide services we're all using to connect, of course, but Nexicom, you're also consumers. So how have you changed your business to keep your workforce safe and to continue connecting with customers?
Yeah, we've been for the majority of our staff, we've been working from home since about last March as well. So we're in the same boat as everybody else. Um, so it became obviously same sort of thing, making sure all of our staff home networks are ready for that type of environment. And then we obviously have to have some staff out in the field. Our techs need to be out there providing their services as well. So screening became obviously a big part of that, making sure that it's safe for them. And yeah, just to continue to be able to provide our services as safely as we can, and as safely as we can for our customers.
Spoken like true leaders. So, okay, I've got a hot topic question. Access to high-speed internet, of course, hot topic. Provincial and federal governments are investing in big broadband. Of course, it's been a policy resolution for the Peterborough Chamber of Commerce as well. We've all dealt with slow bandwidth, people in video meetings struggling. It seems regardless of internet provider. What's going on that makes a connection unstable at times?
I mean, it's obviously we have a lot of rural residences around here, and I will often say it's beautiful to live in the country, but it's very difficult to service properly. So where you can, obviously it's I guess worthwhile to contact your provider and see if there's faster speed packages available. But if it's not, you almost got to think of your connection as a pie, and every device needs a little bit of that, right? So I mean, the more devices that are trying to take from that pie, the less there's going to be to go around. So it becomes more difficult, and that's putting strain on home networks or really any network in general. So I mean, that's if you think about it that way, then that's a way to figure out why things are slow. You've probably got a number of different things connected, and they're all trying to use it at the exact same time. There's only so much to go around.
You know, it's interesting you explained the pie analogy because it really does kind of bring the point home, and it drives me into my next question about doing things to speed up your internet. So when you're running a Zoom call, things like, I don't know, turning off other Wi-Fi devices, does that actually help your bandwidth, your speed?
For sure it does. So yeah, I mean, back to if you're working from home and you're trying to do some Zoom calls, and you've got one of your a kid in the background trying to game or whatever it might be, that's going to make a difference for sure. So if you need to make a priority of a video call, then that's the time to maybe walk around the house and turn off some devices that aren't being used at that time, and it just gives you a little bit extra room to play with for that call.
That's what I do. I go around and flip off all the little Google Home devices and
Right.
turn everything off just to make sure, right? Especially if you're an event coordinator or having like a big event, you want to make sure that you're nice and stable. So good answer.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a super common problem now, obviously with everyone at home. And again, when you're in town, you have access to some faster speeds. It's maybe not as much of an issue, but it certainly becomes one as you get out into the really nice country homes.
Beautiful country homes. So we talk a lot about going online. Of course, we have another remote way of connecting that's been around for more than a century. Our wonderful cell phones. What role does a phone play in a heavily digital world?
Yeah, for sure. So obviously, I deal primarily with business, and I don't think the phone call is really ever going to be trumped as far as productivity in a short window of time. So obviously, for retail, plays a huge role to be able to connect with customers and that type of thing. But email has taken a very huge step in keeping businesses connected. But the amount of information that can be conveyed back and forth in one simple phone call, I think it's really tough to beat that, as well as the personal aspect too. So I hope phone calls don't go away, but I obviously think there's still an important place for them. But it is undoubtedly shifting a little bit more digital for sure.
I feel like voicemails can go away, but I'd like to keep
Right,
conversations.
right. And
If you're gonna leave me a voicemail, text me.
that's right. I think for a portion of people, I think it's hard to replace that personal element of a phone call as well.
I agree. And that instantaneous reaction or answer, right? Instead of sending an email, waiting for a couple days to get back to me, like it just really streamlines, get those immediate answers.
Exactly. Yeah.
So we've seen a lot of shop local campaigns. Of course, the Peterborough Chamber of Commerce, we drive our own campaign, Love Local PTBO, lovelocalptbo.ca. Nexicom, you have been big supporters of our campaign for a multitude of years. So not everybody thinks local, though, when it comes to telecommunications. So while supporting local feels good, it's also in our best interest, of course. What can local telecommunication companies provide that maybe an industry giant can't?
Yeah. So I mean, we're obviously a bit of a small fish, but I think we can offer, in 99% of the case, we can offer the same services that you find through a bigger provider. I guess the difference would be all of our staff, everyone, they all work here. They all they all live here. They're raising their families here. They're patrons of a lot of businesses that are out there. So I think before you even start, there's some familiarity there with the local scene, and potentially even whoever's on the other end of the phone as a customer. So that's an advantage that the big ones can't really meet. And I think it's been our kind of bread and butter for the longevity of our company. And I think it's a very important piece of why we're able to be successful and provide a good service for our customers. So
I agree. Your local focus and you're spot on, right? You pay local taxes, employ local people, sponsor local events, local organizations. I mean, Nexicom is involved in a few of the chamber's initiatives as well, helping drive our messaging. And it's all of those things that piece together, and it's a remarkable thing. And you guys do great work for our community. So I'm just gonna toot your own horn and thank you
yeah,
there real quick.
thank you. And for sure, I mean, and vice versa too. I mean, so I can probably I'll speak for myself, but I'm sure a lot of our staff are the same way when we're out and about and looking to do our own, if we're doing home rentals or anything like that, or going to a restaurant, whatever it might be. When I think of places to go, I have a customer list in my mind. It's like, oh, that folks a Nexicom customer. I'm happy to give some business there as well.
It's funny how that works, right? Is it the theory of reciprocity? Is, you take care of
Yeah,
those that take care of you, and it's this big, beautiful circle of community.
yeah, for sure. It's great. And I think it's yeah, it's a great way moving forward as well. So
I agree. And so I've got one last question for you today, sir.
sure.
Of course, a lot has changed over the last year. Obviously, when we're through this pandemic, we're not going to be able to hit the reset button and go back to 2019. So, what's here to stay? What do you think has fundamentally changed?
That's a good question. I don't necessarily have an answer for you. We don't have our crystal ball here. I think the important part for us is to stay as flexible as we can with some products that'll meet a variety of needs. So I think everyone's going to handle this shift back to normal a little bit differently. So and at a different pace. So I mean, there was obviously some projects that were in the go before this all happened. The pause button was hit. So it'll be interesting to see how that shifts back into place if they come back or if yeah or if it just changes if everyone stays. Oh, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens. It's exciting. See
We're
what
looking
happens.
forward. That's right. There's that light at the end of the tunnel. We're almost there.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Excellent. And Adam, if I want to look into Nexicom because I want to know pricing, I maybe want to explore kind of my different options for what I can get at home working. How do we reach out to the Nexicom team?
Absolutely. So you can visit the website www.nexicom.net, or you can give us a call 1-888-NEXICOM.
Excellent. Community focused, big connectors. We are grateful for all that you do in the community, and we will catch the rest of you in some of our other business summit events this week, happening all week long, April 19th to the 23rd. Thank you so much, Nexicom and Adam, for joining me today.
You're quite welcome. Likewise, we love what you guys do, and it was a pleasure. Thank you very much for having me.
Have a great day, everyone.